Used to work for General Dynamics. We built the M1A1 Abrams tank for the Army, and it was built out of uranium depleted material supposedly, but a lot of my friends have already died from it, and I didn't know exactly how many more years I would have left, and I wanted somebody to hear my story.
So what piqued your interest again to start looking for them? Or after that moment, did you always look for them, but you never told anybody?
After that moment, I tried to find everything I could on them.
Oh.
And learn about them.
Okay.
You know, what kind of mating habits, what kind of eating habits, what kind of travel habits. And I'm finding out right-of-ways they use like 4-lane highways.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to travel on. They only go through deep woods when they have to. They take roads that's not traveled too well or too often, and they use them. So, you know, I've talked to several old guys. Oh yeah, the big fellow, the big guy. You know, and they tell me their experiences, and and I've learned, and I'm trying to still learn everything I can about it. I don't know why he didn't turn on me unless he knew I had a gun, unless he understood gun.
Yeah, well,
hunting
and that's another thing. It's like most people say that when they encounter them, they're not violent. They're not confrontational. They try to just walk away. They don't want any parts of us. And
there was several places that when I reached the top of the hill until we got out to the right-of-way, he could have laid and wait for me and trapped me,
right,
attack me, and he didn't.
Huh.
He kept showing himself to show me that he was leaving.
Yeah.
I'm leaving. You know.
That's amazing. What else? Do you think of any other details or?
That was the story.
Wow.
That was it.
That was good enough. And then you still haven't seen another one since.
No.
Did you ever have, when you were out looking for them, did you ever have any other experiences?
Well, here was the thing. I've hunted that same area for several years. I've had tree stands there, and I'd be up in a tree stand and I'd have rocks thrown at me. And with all the research I've done since then, I find out that's what they do. They throw rocks at people. But I didn't know that at the time.
Right. You just thought maybe it was squirrels with acorns. Oh, you've heard whistles.
I've heard whistles, and I thought, now what person is out here ruining my hunt by whistling? Then I've heard tree knocks, but at the time I didn't know anything about Bigfoot. I didn't know that they do that, tree knocks, you know. And I heard several wails that sent a chill up my spine, and I thought, what idiot is trying to, because I thought maybe I was in somebody's favorite hunting spot, and they're trying to scare me out. And come to find out, Bigfoot does all that.
Wow.
So all this time that I've hunted up in there must have been some up in there.
Yeah, and you just never realized it.
Until and I think because this one, everybody's 7, 8, 9 foot tall. No, this one was only about 5'6", 5'7", you know, maybe 6 foot, a little over 6 foot, but. No, 7,
Maybe
8.
people get confused by their build that they think it has to be a 10-foot monster because it's built like a brick house.
Well, then I got to think this is an adolescent. Maybe he's unexperienced too.
Yeah.
So now
that's how he got caught.
Right. And that's how I got onto him, because he was inexperienced and blundered into me as well as I blundered into him.
Right.
And he probably experienced said, "Oh, don't ever do that.
Don't ever do that."
And he could have shot you.
That's awesome. Well, thank you very much for sharing your story.
And I think maybe because it was so much human-like, that's why I couldn't pull the trigger.
Really? So when you did look at it, you said the nose was human and the eyes.
I'm close. I'm close to it. You know.
How far do you think you were from it?
From here to that car out there.
Oh, that's not very far at all.
When he popped out of the woods, like I said,
15 yards maybe?
Maybe a little farther than that, but not
yards?
much farther
Yeah.
than that. When I seen him step out of the woods, I dropped to one knee. and put the gun right on him right away.
Oh my gosh.
But in Ohio, you're only allowed 3 slugs in your gun. So my gun will only hold 3 slugs.
I figured it would probably either take more than 3.
If I don't kill him with the first shot, he's going to be all over me.
Right.
You know, and there's no way I could handle that big guy.
That's not good.
No. Like I said, he was so well built, he could have twisted my head around backwards with no effort at all.
Wow. Did you see fingers, or was his hands
Fingers,
low?
like a hand, only a hairy hand.
Uh-huh.
And the hair on his forearms was real long, but was short up through his shoulders and that.
Okay.
On his legs down here at the calf to the ankle was real long, but up in here was short. And he was definitely a male.
Oh, you saw that detail.
Right. I'm seeing everything of this guy, and I don't want to see it.
Did you see a neck at all?
Yes, it's a short, stocky bull neck.
Like a bodybuilder would have, like
Absolutely. Or a big football player.
Yeah. What about ears? Did you see ears?
His ears were kind of back on his head.
Like flat against
Black,
his head?
yes. They didn't stick out like our ear do. It was more back.
Okay.
But it was shaped just like ours.
And then when he turned around and walked away, well, did you turn around right away when he
No,
turned
no, no.
around?
I waited until he was out of sight.
Oh, okay.
Because where he was standing was the deer path that I needed to get back to my car.
Oh, gosh.
So I held the gun on him until he was completely back out of sight, back into the woods. And then I beat down out of there, and I've never been hunting since.
Did you see his rear end?
Yes.
Did it look like
it's muscular, like a human, only covered with hair.
Right. Well, have you seen the Patterson film, the
Yes.
picture?
Yes.
What, did the rear end look like that at all?
No.
Did it resemble that creature at all?
No, it looked like a bodybuilder's rear end with hair.
See, because I've talked to a lot of people who've looked at the Patty film after seeing a real Bigfoot and said that's not even close to what they saw.
I'm telling you, it just looked like a bodybuilder with hair.
Right. Yeah, because
only a chimpanzee
the
like
narrow waist.
looking, yes, narrow waist. These muscles here, well defined.
Right.
The backbone, well defined muscles coming off the backbone. Shoulder blades, muscular, everything.
Well, they were figuring that the creature in the Patterson film was probably like in her 40s at that time, so it could have been a... I'm just trying to get, because like I said, there have been people who've looked at the Patterson creature and said, that's not even close to what I saw,
Well, actually, I watch that Patterson thing every chance every time it's on TV I watch it. And no, that one ain't close to what I see.
Interesting. And I thank you for sharing your story with me. That was awesome. It was a very good reenactment, and details were accurate.
And can I say something else?
Sure.
Anybody else out there sees them, don't shoot them. Please don't shoot them.
Agreed.
I didn't, so don't you.
There you go. And you had the chance too.
Yes, absolutely. I had the rights.
Thank you for joining me on another squatching adventure. See you next time.